Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 32. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report that is once again specced with a lot of new information. And obviously last week here we didn't have the monthly update. We simply had too many things already in the news report, but we have the 4 monthly updates for our individual robots. We're going to go through those, plus of course the normal weekly ones. Elevate Pass might be back from the dead, or at least awake again here. We're going to have a look exactly of what the CEO said in a recent webinar. And obviously we have new videos out also this week. We're going to have a closer look at exactly how that is going. And we are talking about FTMO. We are talking about how you can actually start trading. So with very little money in the beginning, and then build it up to a $200,000 account. We show you that in this video, and obviously plenty more. So let's get started. And we're going to start off just with a bit of a warning that we also gave last week when it comes to yield notes. This was an important reminder, and it came out through emails to all the members, so within the yield note community here. And basically what it means is the deadline to claim your yield notes NFT is rapidly approaching, and that will basically come to an end here 1st of October 2023. Any unclaimed NFT after the deadline will be burned, destroyed, thereby increasing the rarity and potential value of the claimed NFTs. While this action will not be raising your yield notes balance, the advantage associated with the NFT ownership, such as self-governance of your balance, the 100% buyback terms, potential marketplace appreciation, and more will be forfeited in here. To help you navigate this new terrain, they've created Yield Notes, a comprehensive NFT frequently asked question site, and a rich library of community videos in various languages to guide you through buying, selling, storing, and a lot more. And we have the link also here, so please go and have a look at that so you don't get caught out. At least you know what your options are. And when you go into that particular site, you will see here a table of contents is Yield Notes NFT. What is NFT? Basically in here, you will have all the frequently asked questions, and you will also have some tutorials and community videos in here to help you figure out exactly how you can move your NFT, how to claim your personal Yield Notes NFTs here, and then how to buy it again. There's multiple options, and all these are covered in that particular site. Now let's go to the coins themselves, and as always we're going to start with SAPP, Sapphire coin. In this particular week here on the iHost MN, we still have the shared masternoding. There hasn't been too much of a difference. Return on the investment per year at the moment is up by 0.5%. Last week we were at 60.06, now we're up at 60.58. So a small minute change here, and at the end of the day it means that our shared masternoding is up by 3%, so we are now at 200% compared to where we started, pretty much a bit more than 2 years ago now, which is obviously fine. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the overall coin development, and that one, even though it has moved forward also by 3% here this particular week, we are still down in minus 80%, obviously not so good, but again, due to the situation here, nothing much is going to change anytime soon. You can see the SAPP coin here is pretty much rock bottom at the moment. It has been declining slowly but surely, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any positive news anytime soon. Positive news, well, no change on the return on the investment for that particular week. It's exactly the same as last week when we talk about the PNY. When we go to the shared masternoding, the only good thing here is that we got about 8% for the PNY, which is a bit lower than we normally do. We normally expect somewhere around the 10% mark, but still 8% is nice. And obviously you can see we're already up by 1183%, so that is massive. But again, it doesn't really matter if the coins are not moving, and the coin development overall pretty much status quo also from last week and the previous weeks at minus 96.88%. So definitely not something to write home about. And the reason for that is you can see the graph again, the usual flat as a pancake graph here, and no basically change in sight anytime soon here. Birake is the only one that seems to have gotten off okay once in a while. Again, it comes down to the coin and the exchange itself. Return on the investment is a bit down by 4% from 127% last week to 123%. Shared masternoding has actually been quite okay. So here we have the 10% that we sometimes see from Birake. So definitely good positive. And we are now in the 400% mark, and that is excellent. But again, all comes down to the overall coin development. And also here, even though we have a positive 1.5%, so from the past week, we are still very much in minus, and at the moment minus 24.82 is still not good enough. And obviously the reason for this is also a decline in the graph. As you can see here, not much improvement is expected on this particular one either until at least the end of 2023. Now let's have a look at Bitcoin versus USDT. And we left Bitcoin just around, just north of the 29,000 mark since the entire week, end of the weekend also, and beginning of this particular week. It has been trading sideways, and then it actually managed to hit again the 30,000 mark a couple of times, testing out the resistance level here. Since then, it has dropped down to about 29,500 again, which is where it's trading at the moment. And we'll have to see if we're going to have another test of the 30, or if we're going to have a decline back down to the 28,000. If we have a look at BNB versus USD, and normally those follow at least 50-60% of the time, we can see the BNB has developed a bit differently this particular week too. We had it at around 240 last week. Since then, it was climbing slowly but surely, and then again decreasing, and then once again increasing, and it's been doing that the entire week. And right now it has been decreasing again down to 242. So no major jumps or no major changes on the crypto fund right now. Now the next part I wanted to mention to you in here is that we had, this is the Trillant platform we're talking about. There was an issue on the Trillant platform where you basically had some indication errors on your Trill on your account itself. The email came out here saying, "Dear community, there's currently a problem with the display of the Trill display on some accounts. Those affected have Trill 0.000 in their accounts. Furthermore, the downline is not displayed in whole or in part for some accounts. The bug are known. We are already working on the fix and recovery in here. We apologize for the inconvenience and are confident that we will be able to restore it shortly. Please refrain from further contacting support in this regard." Now this was resolved fairly quickly, so within 24 hours. Ours is up and running, logged in, everything looks to be pretty much normal. Now the next part, and this is another important part because there's also a deadline in here. We have been talking about some of the news coming out of Trillant here lately with the KYC and KYB, so know your client, know your business. And there's now a compulsory basically indication that you need to send in your documents, and the date is 23rd of August 2023. It also follows up with a small little text, and again let me read this one out to you. From August 23rd 2023, the KYC, know your customer, and KYB, know your business process will be mandatory for all companies and individuals working for us or working with us. This is in line with the recent regulatory update aimed at making the financial system safer and more transparent. What does that mean for you? For existing customers, if you haven't already gone through the process, please make sure to provide all the required information in a timely manner to ensure your account continues to function smoothly. For new customers, from the given date, the KYC, KYB process will be an integrated part of the onboarding process. And then please note, if the KYC, KYB is due after basically the 23rd of August, is not active, the profits are suspended and no more transactions can be made until this is basically finished and done. So please make sure you go to your platform and get your details updated with passport or ID identification, whatever you basically need. Now again, obviously Trillant, we are staking the 3 coin, and we have to have a look at the price development also here, which is definitely not in the positive direction. We have lost somewhere around 10% again this week. Last week at the xt.com here, the crypto exchange, we left the price at 0.0003001. Since then, it has been in a slow decline and currently trading around the 0.0002746. Again, it has definitely some spikes, but most of the spikes has actually been going downwards, and obviously it's not nice to see. We wanted to have something going in the opposite direction. If we take a look at CoinStore, we also see a similar pattern in here. Again, last week we started off at 0.0003003, and then also here we have some bigger spikes within CoinStore and ending up at 0.0002747. And with a huge spike also and sell off at about 400 million. And that is definitely not the direction that we wanted to see. Now, Elevate Pass, we have actually taken that off the news report for quite a long time. If you remember, we had Elevate Pass here in the past. And one of the things that actually happened to it here was the CFO basically lost all the money that was being traded within there. And since then, they've been trying to recover it. I have quite a few videos with Raphael, the CEO, in here explaining what they are trying to do. There has been a bit of a quiet time around this project for quite a long time. The platform is still very much open. You can still go in also and do some advertising, which is part of this. But this week they came out and basically called everybody in for a webinar where they're going to talk a bit more about what they actually have to offer and exactly what type of recovery plan they are looking at. And basically what they are now suggesting here is some recovery packs. So it means that obviously they are still here. The money that you have invested with Elevate Pass will still be there, but they require a bit of fresh money to actually make things happen here again. And that's why they have now come up with the recovery packs that are separate, completely separate from what you already have. The minimum here that you can go in and help Elevate Pass, and maybe also here yourself, depending on how you look at it, is you can buy these individual recovery packs and you will get 3% per month on this particular one. So a lot lower than what we have seen before. Don't forget, we got up to 3% per week sometimes. On average, maybe a bit closer to the 1.5%. But basically, you want to try and use this money to kickstart everything again, to make sure that people can actually get the money that is otherwise locked in there, can get it out again. Now, and that's exactly how they try to explain how the recovery pack works. This is very early days. This was a very short video here also. But basically the part here for the recovery pack bonus, the pack will have a specific recovery cashback, which will be 3% per month. As I just mentioned here, this cashback and wallet will basically be separate from what you already have. So that what you have will be locked, and then you will be focused on the other part. The good part here is also the direct cashback boost. It says for this product, you will be getting also a 25% direct cashback. So if you are getting new people on board, you will be able to also help Elevate Pass yourself, and obviously also tell new people about this particular opportunity. And then which users will receive the moment for their referral. You will also get some cashback on top of this. So basically increase the 3%. Otherwise you would have, about the construction, it's a different ad pack, which will still allow advertising on the CoinFriend portal. And that has been open all the time. That was never actually closed. You could still use your initial money that you had back then. You could use that anyway. And the same thing will be also for this. Now, before we had multiple options of basically entering with different coins. For that recovery pack here, it will be USDT TRC20 network. And the minimum packs that you will get here is the $50 ones. They should already be up and running on the platform itself. So go and have a look at this, see if you want to support this. Obviously, some people won't, because they say, well, I need to put more money in before I get my old money out. I don't want to do that. It's entirely up to you. There is no restrictions if you have to do it or not. So far, it is open and up to anybody who wants to help get their funds, again, at least running with 3% per month, or sit back and wait until hopefully they will be released 6 months, 12 months. We don't really know at the moment. Now let's go to our EAs, and one of the disappointing ones definitely for the week was the money tree. We ended up with week 31 of zero money at all. No trades was actually happening on the low, medium and high risk. So very, very quiet. And even this particular week that we are currently running and only a few days in, hasn't been any trading going on either there. So obviously a bit disappointing, but again, it might be reasonable because the month of July was a pretty bad month for the money tree in here. You can see the low risk was down by 9%, medium risk 15.2, and the high risk 29.5. So definitely this was not the right way that everything was going after a very, very good start with the money tree. So I believe, as mentioned also previously, that the developers are trying to make some changes to the EA. And that's why it hasn't been trading that often. But again, I cannot really confirm that at the moment. This is only a hunch I have. So we'll have to wait and see when trading starts again, how that's gonna look. Now trading, there's plenty of that when it comes to the profit retriever for week 31. Top 5 EAs here has been doing extremely well. And once again, the Aussie Japanese number 2 signal is way ahead of everybody else. It really was riding the trends extremely well, both up and down for the past week, and that made it $1,489 or 14.9%. So that was huge. Euro New Zealand, $436 or 4.4%. And then we have gold in, which hasn't been there, or sorry, silver in, that hasn't been there for a long time, $355 or 3.6%. So that is very nice to see the silver account back in the top 5 again. We have New Zealand USD, $333 or 3.3%. And then the FTSE 100 also made it in here with $327 or 3.3%. Overall, if you would have traded those particular 5 profit retriever signals in the past week, then you would have made $2,940 or 5.9%. Definitely approved. Now we also have the month of July results, and you can see they're also extremely strong here. We have Euro New Zealand actually on top with $1,910 or 19.1%. Don't forget, this is just for 1 month, yeah. Aussie USD number 2, $1,778 or 17.8%. And then USD Swiss francs, $1,755 or 17.6%. Aussie Japanese, $1,721 or 17.2%. And then the FTSE 100, $1,677 or 16.8%. So even top 5 and basically making 16.8% as the lowest one of the denominators is pretty good. Overall, again, if you would have traded them for the entire month here, you would have made $8,842 or 17.7%. And that is definitely a very good month for the profit retriever once again. Now, obviously, as you know, we have a big portfolio of 25 EAs in here. We have now been trading this portfolio for 511 days. And you can see on the graph that is just going one way, and that is up, up and up. It has been doing extremely well. It has been extremely stable. So ever since May, we had a bit of a kickback here in April. Since then, it has been doing 18,000 in May, 18,000 in June, and actually hit almost 20,000 for July. Already now here for the month of August, we are at 6,000 and almost 200. So it looks good. This particular month of August is actually a lot of trading days in here. So we might be able to break back into the 20,000 mark, which we haven't been in since the month of March earlier this year. Now we have also made a recent video, and we mentioned that also last week. This is an attempt by Expert Forex and High Tech Investment here to try and do a FTMO profit retriever. So we have released this portfolio. It is trading 5 different currency pairs in here, and so far is actually going quite well. As you can see here, history is 16 days. You can see on the graph that things are moving forward and in the right direction. We have passed 8,000 already, and pretty much every single day it cashes in quite nicely. Monthly returns is calculated at FX Blue for 8.8%, which is a bit high when we talk about the FTMO results in here, and the drawdowns that we have seen so far is right about 4% and a bit over that, which might indicate that we need to put the lot size a bit down to make sure, again, that the target that we want to hit for the FTMO trading here is about 3.5%. We think that is reasonable, and obviously the monthly return of 8.8% is low compared to what we normally trade with the rest of the profit retrievers, but this is FTMO where we are more focused on the drawdown itself. Again, this is still very early days, it's testing. We know there is quite a few people that are already using this signal here, also on live accounts, but it's definitely not recommended to use it on FTMO yet. Use it for your own account if that is what you want. We still need to see it trade more and also adjust it a bit on the lot sizing to make sure that we can keep it below the 5% mark with a certain margin that we are comfortable with. And you can obviously find a lot more details on our website itself. You can go and basically click the button in there. It will take you over to the portfolio of the FTMO, and right below there you have the 25 EAs also in a portfolio. You scroll further down, as you see the top ones in here, you can go for the individual ones. You can already see gold here, you can see silver, Great British Pounds USD, CAD Swiss francs, and as you scroll down, more and more will come to you. Now, what will also come to you here is our weekly profit retriever review, and that is basically where we are looking at all these different EAs. We are looking at how they performed for the past 4 weeks, and we actually do that to figure out which ones we want to trade. And when we make enough money to build up new accounts, we basically want to see which ones are the ones that are cashing in all the time, which has the lowest drawdowns, which has weekly profits instead of zeros. And all this you can find more of in our video. We have the second highest profit actually. So for the top 10 results, the 10 accounts that we have been trading, this particular video shows here that if you would have traded those 10 accounts in the last month, then, or the last 4 weeks, then you would have made over $14,000. And that is simply crazy and just shows how well the profit retriever is working when you can dial it in. And you can obviously find a lot more details again on our website. We always mention it to people because yes, the YouTube channel is great, but if you want to have everything that we do combined in one place, go to our website, hightechinvestment.com, and you will find all the details in there. Go to our portfolio. You can see the profit retriever trading. If you want to trade for yourself, then that's where you want to go. If you say, well, I don't really have time for all this, I want to link to some of the signals in here with Expert Forex copy link service, you pick the copy link trading over there, or you can go and have a look as we are doing now with the Spaghetti Trader. Now the Spaghetti Trader is a free EA when you are part of the Expert Forex premium forum in here. And we have been battling with this particular EA here. It has been very hard to find some stability in it. We have seen it now in the last couple of weeks. We made changes for how it actually enters the trades, how it exits the trades. And we have now also changed a range of currency pairs that we don't want to trade because they seem to be losing. They are not really good for this particular EA. And you can see the results here for the 15 minutes, $249 or 4% in plus. The 1 hour one is $296 or 3.3%. The 4 hour one has also all positive here, $269 or 3.1%. So definitely this has been going quite well for the last couple of weeks. The thing is, can it continue here, or is it simply just a lucky shot 2 weeks in a row? Because as you see for the month of July, we didn't do so well. I have to tell you again that this is basically before we made all the different changes and weeded out some of the currency pairs in here. So that's why you see the 15 minute is down by 4.9%, where the 1 hour one is still doing quite well. That has been a bit more of the stable kind, no matter which selection we have made. And it's actually almost back to where we started off trading. So it's gained some of the losses back here. And the 4 hour one, just in slight minus of 1.3%. But overall, as you could see for the last couple of weeks, things are looking in the right direction. Question is it stable and can you actually trade it? So you can find more details and information on the website in here. You have 3 buttons. They will get you to the 15 minute, 1 hour and 4 hour time frames, and you can have a look exactly what it is currently trading. The next part is the Trade Explorer, and for week 31 it was a terrible week for the Trade Explorer, not for the 22 pairs. So don't forget, we have 22 currency pairs trading, and that is one Sapphire. On the Trade Explorer we also have a 10 pair, and that has definitely been the best one so far, and actually our favorite, right up until last week here, where we had a huge knockout of $2,662, or minus 16.2%. While, as you can see, the 22 pair actually made a small little profit of $253, or 1.7%. Now, this is the first time we have seen this, and obviously we don't want to see that too often. But on the other hand, when you see the weekly results that we also have here, or for the month of July, you will see that the 22 pair actually made 1,700, or 12.8%. And look at the 10 pair, what it did in the month of July, 3,553, or 27.4%. Then all of a sudden, the loss is not so bad. We basically believe that if it continues the same manner here that it has done in the past, we should have gained everything back in the next 3, maximum 4 weeks. And just to have a look exactly how it's been trading, history is 87 days of history. You can see the knockdown that the EA got in here. And if you look on the right hand side for all the numbers, every single month has been nice and profitable. If we look at July, you can see started off with $231, $916, $1,479, which was the highest we ever had. And then the week after, $859. And then we took a bit knock here of 2,662, but already now this particular week we are up 156, and it is going in the right direction again. So obviously a bit of a knock, but it doesn't clean out the account. It is still very much profitable. And if we have a look at the monthly return, it used to be around the 19-20% mark calculated per month by FX Blue. It is down to 12%, so definitely still very, very good. Weekly return 2.7, and that used to be around the 4% mark. So it is still okay, but definitely gave us a bit of a scare. But on the other hand, nothing actually happened on our 22 pair. That is still running quite well overall, so go and have a look at that. Now you can also go and have a look at this particular one. This is our new video, and this is from the prop crusher, and this is FTMO trading. This particular video here, we show you how you can actually get started. What is the average cost for a $10,000 account, where you can try and trade this with other people's money. There is a little fee to get started. You will get that fee back if you are successful, and I didn't mention that in this particular video here, and some of the traders in here just made me aware that I didn't mention it, so that is hereby done. But you can basically jump from 10,000 to 25,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 and then to 200,000, or you can actually do it in a shorter period of time also without investing too much money overall. So please go and have a look at this video here. It will explain exactly the strategy that we are going to use once we are done with our second phase testing. And you can find more details on some of all these FTMO trading in here, how we are currently doing it. You can see it on the FX Blue, which is the top buttons up here. Then on the center part, this is Expert Forex and the lot factors we are using. And the lot factor in the red circle, that is for the $10,000 account. We have actually made some changes to that. And that I also mentioned in the video, where we are putting it up to about 1.4 instead. And that is because the profit is a bit low, but also the drawdown is low. So we can basically afford to pump up the profit a bit without risking getting over the 5% daily limits that you will have with the FTMO trading. And then the bottom ones is a direct link also to our FTMO test account that we are running in here. You can see how well they're doing. What is the profit? What is the drawdown? What is the daily profits that are coming in? Everything is shown here for you. Last but not least, we have also Alex, an Expert Forex. He is still in Greece. He is on holiday at the moment here. He just made a small little video this particular week, again, on his March to a Million update, where he just explains a bit where he is with everything. And this is trading the profit retriever with one of the links on the copy link service. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. As always, we hope that you are being well informed by us here. We hope you enjoyed also the coffee that you hopefully had on the side while you were going through all the information we presented for you here today. And I hope I'm going to see you on one of the next videos, or maybe my next news report. So until then, bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.